Hey guys, how are you? My name is Lily Crespi. I'm an AIDA instructor trainer and I'm also an Alchemy ambassador. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the topic of safety in freediving. Obviously, I'm gonna repeat it, but I think we never say it enough. The first and absolute must rule is never freedive alone. We always think, oh, of course I know, but sometimes we get a little bit complacent depending on the situation. Like, for example, if you go spearfishing, if you go with a friend, it doesn't mean that you're freediving with somebody. Not freediving alone means one is diving and the other one, it's his only job is to watch you and to safety you. So if you're two people going spearfishing, one with each one with a gun, and both like spearfishing at the same time, you're not really having a buddy. Nobody is watching you, and the only way to do it safely would be to have one gun for two people. So one person goes down and the other one stays on the surface, or just goes down only to safety. Exactly the same when you're fun diving on a reef and just like kind of deep snorkeling. It's the same. You should have one up, one down all the time. So this like never free dive alone rule applies not only to deep dives or to maximum attempts, it's all the time. So just keep that in mind, and that can, I think, avoid a lot of accidents and a lot of very sad death in the freediving world. Also, when you say never free dive alone, it means that the person who's buddying you, safetying you, is not your mom watching you from the side of the pool while you do your statics during your holiday. Your buddy has to be, somebody who's trained, somebody who knows to recognize the signs of trouble and who knows how to do a rescue. So knows the whole procedure of blow, tap, talk, and how to do rescue breath and all that. So it's somebody who's been, trained in the freediving rescue procedures. Then, of course, there's all the obvious, use a lanyard and have some oxygen ready, and have a buddy or two safety divers who are gonna meet you at depth, and all the obvious common sense things to do, like if you can have a sonar, or even have a scooter for deep safety, have a counterbalance system in place, all these things that we know. Obviously, it's your responsibility to put everything you can in place to make each dive as safe as possible. Another very important advice I would say is to practice your skills regularly. Even when you do, the day that you're gonna be faced with the real thing is already gonna be a little bit unnerving. You don't really know how you're gonna react in the real situation. So put everything you can on your side by practicing your skills regularly. So at least if one day something happens, you have more chances of, reacting automatically, having some reactions that are going to be coming naturally because you've practiced it many times with fake rescues. Of course, it's always a little bit when it's a real thing, especially if it happens to a buddy who is close to you, a good friend of yours. It's, there's going to be an emotional part involved, but at least the behavior, the reactions are going to be more automatic if you've been practicing many times before. So yeah, practice your rescue skills, do some drills, do some fake rescue scenarios with your friends, and that's a really good way to keep your skills fresh. If you've never seen a real blackout or a real LMC, and you really are serious about getting more involved into safety, it's a good idea to go to competitions or even compete yourself, because this is where you have the most chances, unfortunately, of seeing actual blackouts or actual LMCs, or just watch videos on YouTube. I know it's not something we say to students because we don't want to scare them off. Like, it's sometimes a little bit, it's not really the nicest things to watch. But if you want to get more knowledgeable about safety, you can watch these videos that you find on YouTube of, you know, people having LMCs and blackout, because then you kind of see what it really looks like, and you're not gonna be so shocked, or you're not gonna freeze if one day it happens to you in real life. The other thing I would say, very important, is to check your equipment regularly. So make sure that, you know, your oxygen bottles is full, that you have all the equipment that you need in case of like a real bad situation, that everything works, that you have an AED and you know where it is and it's all full with everything that you need for it. And don't wait for the shit to happen because this is when you don't have time to look for things and you don't have time to wonder, oh, where is this missing part. In a real situation, you need to know where everything is so you can, you know, react fast, and this is when every second counts. So don't wait for the actual accident to happen, just anticipate and make sure that all your equipment is up to date and that you know where everything is located, and yeah, everything, like nothing is missing. And finally, a really important thing also is to, unfortunately, try to think of the worst case scenario. You know, try to think of what is the shittest thing that could happen because then you're gonna be prepared for it. Like you're gonna have everything you can put in place because you've anticipated it and you've thought about what you would do in such situation. We obviously hope that this would never happen, but in case it does, at least you're not, you know, completely taken aback and you know what to do. So yeah, think about all the possibilities of whatever scenario could happen. And of course, every person, depending on where you dive and what your setup is gonna have different things to put in place, depending if you dive from a platform, from a boat, if the hospital is far or near, like what you have at your disposal. But yeah, try to think about all the things that you could be faced with and how you would reduce the risk, or even like make sure that this cannot happen by putting everything you can in place. And that's it. That would be my few advices for safety, and I wish you a lot of very beautiful and safe dives. Ciao, ciao.